It is time to play some Earth
Abundance.
Yes, Earth Abundance has hit the table. Emily and I are here for not another round one. We're gonna play it by ear. We're gonna play some Earth. We're gonna play a full game.
As much as he'll let me.
Yeah, that's a lot, by the way. We're going to play a full game. You won't see the entire game, but we're going to play quite a ways into it so you can make sure and see some of the new mechanisms they have at play.
Yep.
We've mixed in some of the cards from the prototype they give us into these decks, so hopefully you'll see plenty of those. We're also starting with cards that are all specifically from Abundance, so you can be sure to see some of how those work. But it's been a while since we've had Earth on the channel, at least played on the channel. But we're going to get right to it. We decided off camera who was going to go first. I don't know if this is what the rule book says. But
it's not what the rule book says.
We decided who watered a plant last. And I suggested that thinking it wasn't going to be me because
But it was definitely Gardner David.
It was Is that my new nickname? Gardner David here. I watered the lawn. That's the closest thing that counts. Emily did say she weeded.
I did weed, but that's really not abundant kind of thing.
It is abundant, but we're just going to say it right now. It maybe should be the next expansion.
I like it.
It sounds very aggressive and interactive.
Put weeds in other people's islands.
It's not exactly Earth Day sort of vibes, but anyway, I am the first player. I will talk about my cards here. My island is Vancouver Island, and I'm going to start with 12 cards. And
that's quite a few, David.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 of which are going to have to go into the compost. I'm going to start with 6 soil. My ability is a growth ability. I get 2 growth, and then I can choose another player, I wonder who, to get 2 sprouts.
And the cool thing about sprouts now is that you don't have to have a card that you can put sprouts onto. Sprouts can also live on your board.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, they won't be worth points unless they are actually on a card. But you have the whole game to figure out how to get them onto your cards or how to use them and how to, make use of them throughout the game.
Yeah, and I will tell you right now, we've played this a couple times now, and the name Abundance is no lie. And I think that mechanic with the sprouts being able to be more flexible and put them on your player board allows you to just have a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And it makes you feel like you're getting even more done than I think you did in the original game.
Yeah.
My climate is cold winter continental. That's going to be a red-orange ability. And this is another new one because I'm going to be able to
compost
from the deck, but I'm also going to be able to do that a number of times equal to the number of brown abilities of the players to my right and left. That would be awesome in a 3-player game. It's still pretty awesome in a 2-player game unless Emily decides
no brown
to put
abilities.
any brown abilities in there. And then finally, my ecosystem is going to be 5 points for every 2 cards with a growth ability on it. So I'm going to be about the growth, I think.
Yeah.
If I can.
It does seem like that.
What have you got going on? I'm going to
choose from your many cards. Well, I only get 8 cards, so I have Java Island. But I only get to keep half of them. I'm going to keep 4, and I'm going to get 4 soil. So just overall, starting with less resources.
4 soil?
Yes.
I will hook you up. That's 5. Oh, no, that is 4. I nailed it. First try.
I have something where when I take the water ability, or anyone does for blue, I'm going to get 2 sprouts, and then I choose someone else, namely David, to also get a sprout.
Me.
So it'll be a little bit, abundant, helpful.
Very nice.
My climate is the cold arid desert, which is very cool because it actually has a one-time use. So my black ability is that I'm going to start the game with 2 extra seeds. Seeds.
Oh, what?
I know, are the new resource. We start each with 1. So David has 1 as well, but now I'm going to have 3 total. Seeds are very cool because they're going to allow you a lot of flexibility to do one of these different actions. So they could give you extra sprouts, they could give you extra compost, extra soil, some growth, or the newest thing, which is germinating, where you can actually go searching through the deck for some kind of special condition. So, like, for example, some of our Fauna cards are looking for things like event cards or something with a sprout in the ability. I can name a condition and say, like, I want to find something with a sprout in the ability, and I'll just go from the top, flipping over cards until I find one that meets that. I don't get to choose, like, oh, I don't want, like, that one.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be the first one. goes into my hand, and then that seed is spent. So I'm very excited to have a lot of flexibility with these 3 seeds.
No, that's a really cool power. Any game like this that has a giant stack of cards, everyone who's played something like that knows how welcome it is to be able to make some things happen and not go, I'm just not getting the card that I need.
Exactly. And then my ecosystem is going to be looking for 2 points for 2 cards with a colon icon in the ability, which, if you've played Earth, you know that's quite a few cards.
There are some equations with colons, so that is really, it kind of gamifies the game a little bit, but I like it.
Yes.
Are you all set up?
I'm all set up, but if you want to talk through what the new Fauna cards are that we're going for.
The Fauna cards.
Yes.
That's a new one, this is a new one, and this is a new one.
Yes.
We have I'm going to read them here. The Yellow-Cheeked Gibbon. This is 7 or more cards with the colon ability. Uh-oh. So that's going to be...
helpful for me.
I
like it already.
That one. Oh, this one's pretty good with me, though. That Margay is 6 or more cards with the growth ability. Thank you very much. The Hedgehog, which is, I think we've said this, maybe one of the more
cutest.
Adorable cards. It's going to give the Leaf Monkey from Ark Nova a run for its money. 7 or more cards with a Sprout ability. And then from the original game, we have the Green Tree Ant, which is 4 or more event cards in your event stack, which, I mean, that could happen really quick depending on if people get some events in your hands, because you can pretty much play those whenever you want.
Yeah.
I will say, speaking of event cards, there are some event cards now that are not playable whenever you want. They will say playable at the end of a turn. And that is like at the end of a turn after everyone's done all their things, everyone's followed and everything like that. But they're unique in that respect.
They are. So we'll see. We'll see if we get event cards. And again, any of those things, though, you can use your seeds to start searching for them if you're really like, I'm just not seeing any right off the bat. But I'm getting rid of 4 of my cards. You're getting rid of... Oh, no, I'm composting them.
You don't have to compost them if you don't want to.
No, I'll compost them since there'll be points in the end of the game.
Place your bets right now who's going to win. But be careful. In our warm-up game, I am bragging a little bit because Emily is, first of all, she's a much better gamer than me. Second of all, she's played Earth 18 times just today, probably. But I beat her in our warm-up game.
Oh, he did. He crushed me, and he said that during every single one where he was beating me.
I have the score pad right over there. I'm saving it. I'm framing it. Anyway, is it my turn to go?
Yes, Gardner David.
All right, I've got 6 cards in my compost. 1, 2, 3, and 6 cards in hand.
Perfect.
I am going to start with planting.
Planting.
So when I plant, I can plant 2 cards, and I am going to plant this Cordillera, which is, last time I played a lot of these terrain cards, and they worked out for me because they had some pretty decent scoring. We'll see if I can get the same thing happening this time. For 2 soil, and I'm going to play the Giant Puffball.
That's cute.
Do I want to play this there? Yeah, I'll play it there for now. For 4, so that takes all of my soil.
Just out of curiosity, what is that terrain going to be scoring you for?
The score is, first of all, it has a growth icon on it, which is pretty nice. I don't remember a lot of the terrain cards having, do a lot of the original ones have abilities as well?
Some of them do, yeah, some of them do.
But the scoring is 9 points if all cards in this row have a different number of growth on them. So obviously this one's going to have 0. This one can have up to 4. So I'm just going to keep that in mind as I do this. It's not always my strong suit, focusing on the things like that, but I'm going to try. So those are my 2 planted cards, and I'm going to draw 4 cards and keep 1.
Nice. While you're choosing which one you want to keep, I can plant once, so I did that. I planted the cat spruce. It cost me 2 of my soil, so now I'm down to a measly 2 soil. And it has a growth ability as well, so that'll be helpful later on. Although David is already like halfway to this Margay. He needs 6 or more cards with growth ability. The 2 he just played both have it. His island has it, so he's 3 of the 6. He might be beating me on that one.
Yep.
And then I just get to pick 1 card.
And these get discarded, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, what do we want to do next?
Keep planting. Well, actually, don't plant. I have no soil.
I also have no soil, but I have enough soil to do my yellow ability. So I'm actually going to say, let's grow. Which
Let's
means
grow. They need some merch that says that. Let's grow.
I'm going to get 4 cards. Nice. Oh, you're going to like this, David. I get 2 growth. Can you hand me 2 growth?
I can.
And this guy can go up to 5. So he's
that-
got quite some room.
Big old spruce tree.
He does. And now, since I have a yellow ability too, I can actually do it. I'm going to spend a soil to get 3 more growth.
What?
I know.
Do you need 3 normal growth, or is that going to be...
I'll take 2 and a canopy.
2 and a canopy. What color canopy would you like?
I would like a blue one.
I'm going to deny you the blue and give you a yellow. I'm just kidding. Here's a blue.
Audacity.
Here's a blue growth.
All right.
Is that your growth turn?
That is my growth turn.
I can either draw 2 cards or 2 growth. I think, because I have so many growth things, I'm going to go with the cards. I'm going to draw from this other pile that we have back here.
You get the better stuff? Worse stuff?
I got stuff.
Worse stuff?
I got stuff. I got plant stuff. Back to me?
Yes.
Okay.
And did you do your yellow abilities?
Oh, no, I didn't do the yellow abilities.
And it's important that
Thank
you do, because one of them might give someone else something.
That's the nice thing about some of these new abilities is the other players will remind you, don't forget to do this. So this card here, the Vancouver Island, gives me 2 growth.
Sure, you can have that.
And then I can choose a player, Emily. I guess I'll choose you.
Thank you.
And you get 2 sprouts that you can put, like we said, on your player board if you want.
I could. I even already have spots for them, though. So I'm going to put them right over here, right where they want to live.
So that was the 2 growth from here, and you got your sprouts. This one gives me a card.
Yep.
And another growth. So that works out.
Pretty well for you. All right.
That's actually not too bad because whenever you go growth,
yeah.
I could probably almost always take the cards.
Yeah.
Because of all the other growth that I've got going on. Or maybe not. We'll see. We'll see.
See what comes
Back to me? Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to force me to get a soil, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I mean, to be fair, you do have a seed, which could be 2 soil. A whopping 2 soil.
That is true.
I have 3 seeds, which could be more soil than that.
I am actually going to do the compost ability. So that's going to get me 5 soil straight away. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's too many. And I can compost 2. That's off the deck, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I like that. I like that. And then I have a compost ability right here in my climate.
Nothing from me.
I know. It's
There's
per,
no brown.
so you don't even get one. You have no brown abilities. Are you going to get any brown abilities?
Not in this game?
Just for the sake of showing what the game does, Emily.
No.
The people want to see what the game can do. If she had a brown ability, I would have been able to compost another off the deck for every brown ability
You
she
would
had.
have.
But no such luck.
No such luck. Okay, so now all I did was get 2 soil. I don't have any orange abilities, so I'm kind of out of luck there. But I am going to decide that we have enough to plant.
What? Okay.
So before we start planting, though, I would like to start doing some stuff. I'm going to play an event card that allows me to get rid of a growth and get 2 cards. Hopefully exactly the ones I needed. This one is quite good. So
Quit bragging on your cards that you're drawing.
And then I'm also going to play this event, which gets rid of 2 growth.
Oh, what's the deal with all the events, Emily?
I need 4 of them. That's what the deal is. And
I
I'm gonna
need
get
4 of them.
4 sprouts, which normally I wouldn't have room for. So they are going to sit on my player board until I decide to use them.
Well.
I actually think, too, that I might want to... I'm going to use one of my seeds.
What?
Because I want
New
to...
mechanic alert. I'm putting up a graphic right now that says new mechanic. No, I'm
And I'm
not.
going to do the big thing. I'm going to germinate. So I'm actually going to look... Since I've already done 2 events,
Can you look for an event?
I can look for an event. So we'll just see.
And burn through a whole mess of cards.
Sure. I mean, eventually we'll just... Well, it's a good thing I looked for it
What if
because
there's
it was
no
not
events?
coming up
What
soon.
if there's an
There
event?
you go. All right, the heat wave goes into my hand.
Oh, into your hand. Okay.
Yeah. It'll give me 6 growth when I play it, which is good, but not great for right now because I don't actually have enough room for that much growth. So instead I'll do my planting like I was going to. I'm going to plant the porcelain fungus, which is going to cost 3.
Porcelain fungus is the prettiest of the fungi.
Of course. And then I'm also going to plant, well, I don't have any more soil, but I can always do like normal, the 3 sprouts for 2 soil.
That's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
You did that a ton in our warm-up game.
Yeah, because I don't really like having to like keep soil all the time, because at the end of the game, soil's not worth anything.
So it isn't. In our warm-up game, I had at one point,
Ungodly
I don't know,
amounts.
like 20 to 30 soil.
It was so much soil.
I don't know. It's what I do. I collect a bunch of stuff, but then I just plant it away.
Yes. Okay, and then I'm going to play the lion's mane, which only costs me 1. And that will be mine. And then I can draw 4, keep 1.
And I get to plant 1
Just
and
1.
draw just 1.
Yes.
So I am going to plant this mistletoe right here. The mistletoe is going to cost just 1 soil. And it has a growth ability, Emily.
Wow, look at you. Cool. And you have a green ability,
yes,
too.
I do have a green. Did you have a green ability?
I don't have any green abilities. No.
My green ability is to get growth. So I'm going to go ahead and get a canopy as well and put it on top of mine. So my giant puffball is to maturity, although it needs a couple sprouts. It needs a couple sprouts on it. That's my plant. Back to me on my turn?
Back to you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start things off here by playing this and immediately spending a soil to draw 2 cards.
Nice. And you could have done that on my turn.
Yes,
to see
I
if
know.
you wanted to plant them.
I know. I had that in my hand for a while, and I saw that you did that, and I was like, oh, that's right. I should probably play my event card. Because it's a pretty mundane one.
Yeah.
It's no negative points. It was just a soil for 2 cards. So it worked out. Ooh, I like that. I think I'm going to, ooh, that could work. I'm going to plant.
You're planting again?
I'm planting again.
Oh,
we might
like
play
that.
the whole game on camera
I
at
don't
this
like
rate.
this.
I'm going to plant this one here for 1 soil. And this one here for also 1 soil.
So you got your first full row done.
I do. I have my hand on this card here because I'm not sure I want to place it there because the positioning is not great.
Yeah, don't forget about your growth thing, David. You said you would forget, so don't forget that row specifically.
And that's at the end of the game.
Yeah,
I'd have to necessarily not fulfill one of those. Although this one's worth the same amount, right?
Yeah, I think they all are actually. I don't know that any of them are giving you.
So it doesn't really matter. I'm
got
gonna do it.
this.
I'm doing it. I'm going with it.
All right, and
so I
then-
planted, and now I'm drawing 4 cards and keeping 1.
Don't forget you also get a growth from your green ability.
That's true. That's true. Thank you very much.
I am running low on soil once again, so I will be using the rest of my sprouts to get 2 more soil, and then immediately spend all of my soil so that I can plant this orange nasturtium. And this is one of the new ones too, so it's got some cool stuff going on. So when I take the yellow action, I'll be able to get 3 growth, but everyone else at the table will get a sprout. So you're welcome.
Do you have any brown abilities yet?
I don't have any brown abilities yet.
Then
so
I don't want to talk to
sorry.
you. Okay. That was my plant. That was your plant. I got my growth.
I get to pick one. Okay, so I'm going to, I think I want to water, actually. So we're going to get some sprouts.
Get some sprouts.
Specifically, I'm going to get 6 sprouts right off the bat. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 soil, since I'm very soil poor. I do have spots for these, so that's cool.
I'm just going to take 2 soil with my watering ability.
There you go. And then I get to do all of my blues. So I'm going to get 2 more sprouts. Happy with that. You get to have a sprout, David, as I am so generous.
Thank you. You're very generous.
I can get rid of a compost to get 3 soil. I will do that. And can you give me 1 more soil?
1 more soil coming up.
You get 2 more sprouts.
Whoa.
I know, it is your lucky day.
I don't even have to worry about sprouts.
I'm going to get rid of a growth and get 3 more sprouts. But this is all good because then I can spend 3 sprouts.
Is that okay? Just 3.
Just 3.
Oof.
3 sprouts for 6 growth.
Oof.
I need
6 growth.
2 more growth pieces.
Just normal growth?
Make one of them a canopy.
Do you want to go blue again, or are you gonna go rainbow?
Rainbow.
Canopies?
Give me random.
Oh, random.
Yeah.
It's
No,
green.
not that one. Okay, cool. So this is 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh boy.
Oh,
There
no.
it is. There it is. I was just about to say, will the tree stay up? It didn't.
Immediately,
We
no.
may have to find the most stable of growth pieces for a. How tall is that? 5?
It's just 5. It's not even the giant sequoia yet.
Are you done with all your? You haven't run your blues, have you?
I have run my blues, but I am not done. I have one more event, and this is going to use up almost all my precious soil. 4 soil to get 4
That's
cards.
crazy. You already have the
1, 2, 3,
tree ant.
4. And I get 4 off the top of the deck into my compost. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You want to see me play 3 more events here right before the end of this turn?
Yeah, let's go.
not-
I
it's
mean,
not-
it is. I am leading right now, so I'll still get.
It is.
it
Oh, that is
first,
true. That is
Which
true.
is why I did it on my turn specifically.
I won't get it. By the way.
15 points for those tree ants.
Congratulations. Hopefully I'll get that, or at least the 11 points. Are you done with your blues?
I am done with my blues.
So I can run with my blues now. You have to run this way, so I get 1 sprout. Look at there.
Plus all the sprouts I gave you.
Plus all the sprouts you gave me. Then I go here. I can spend a growth for 3 sprouts. I think I will spend this growth for 3 sprouts.
It's almost always worth it. Especially if you have an engine where you can keep trading things in.
Yep.
You have a lot more growth
sure.
coming at you.
For sure, for sure. So it's back to me, right?
Back to you.
Okay. Well, it's time to compost again.
Thank God.
So I'm going to get 5 soil. You're just going to rely on me for soil right
I am.
And I can compost 2 out of here. I will say, too, and I don't know that it's the expansion as much as it is our experience with the game. Our first few times playing Earth were much slower than now when we play Earth.
Sure.
When we played our warm-up game, because we're not talking, we're not narrating anything.
Yeah.
So fast we played this
well,
game.
and I feel like people who've played Earth and who are going to be going for this too are going to feel the same way, right? Like once you've played Earth, you can start playing it back to back. It goes real fast. And with this, it'll be even faster.
Yeah.
Because you can do higher player counts here too. But what they were saying is they were purposely trying to make it so it'd be even faster, even at higher player counts. So that's the exciting part here.
So I did mine. Then my orange, no browns yet.
No browns.
I don't like that one bit. And I can spend 1 sprout.
Nice.
For 2 soil, which I would very much like. I'm back on my soil train here.
Way
I've
to
got quite a few.
You have too many, sir.
I've got 10 soil. That's exactly what I want.
All right, I'm going to have us plant again.
Nice. I don't mind this. I don't mind this one bit.
Well, I do mind that you don't mind. I need to spend some more sprouts to get some more soil, like usual. I'm going to plant this Oregon pipe cactus, which is going to cost me 4. I like it because it has 2 different abilities, and one of them is red. So finally, when we're composting, I'll get to do something at the very least. And then I'm also going to plant probably my cheapest thing, unless I can scrounge together 4 more soil. I actually can, because I can use one of my seeds to get 2 more soil, and I can use 3 more of my sprouts to also get 2 more soil. And now I have just enough to do this Chinese peony, and that is going to cost me the 5 soil, so that I have my first rainbow ability. And quick check, I don't have any greens, but I'm going for this stuff up here.
Yeah, that's what she did in our warm-up game.
That's
How did it
always what I
serve you?
go.
How did it serve you?
It didn't
I have to
serve
gloat.
me well.
I
No.
have to gloat all I can because she will probably beat me.
It did not serve me well. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with colons so far. So I'm 2 away from the colons one. The growth I have.
How many growth do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that enough?
Wait, you have 6? Oh,
Yes.
you do have 6.
Yes.
Oh, that
Margay is mine.
That stings.
And then for the sprouts, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
We said before we recorded, we said, how long do you want to play on camera? Maybe until we just get one of these. And I thought, oh, that might be a while. Emily has 3 of the 4 already, and we're barely into the game. Wow.
I mean, to be fair, I have 6 planted, you have 5, so we are pretty far into it already. It's just these games are going to go a lot faster.
You're putting me on tilt, though. You're making me feel already. That's the strategy. So it's my turn to plant, right?
It is your turn.
I am going to, well, that changes my plan then a little bit. Mm-hmm. I am going to play this right here. No, I'll play it right here. So this is the Rainbow Mountain. This is the one that you pointed out when we did our coverage earlier. Rainbow Mountain is going to cost 3 soil. And it's going to have a plant growth ability. Nice. But it also is 9 points if all cards in this row have different ability color.
Oh,
so
cool.
As long as I have a different one on each. I assume I can double up on some of the colors as long as each has a different one as well. So I'm planting that for the 3 soil. Then I run my plants, which is just these 2 growth.
Nice.
I'm going to put a growth back here, and I'll just canopy that up.
How close are you to the growth? I think you're almost there,
I may have just got it. Is it 6 growth?
It is 6.
I think I just have 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So close, David.
So close. So very close. It's back to me.
Back to you.
I think I'm going to go ahead and plant.
Grow. Okay, plants, I guess.
Plant. I'm going to stay on plant. So I'm going to plant 2 cards. I'm going to plant, let's see, is this what I want to do? I'm going to plant this one right here. The Sweet Orange Tree for 7. That's all I have on soil front. But I will be planting another.
Wow.
Don't you worry. It's magical. This one has the growth.
Uh-huh.
So now I have the growth.
You do.
I can put this right here for just 4 points less than what you have. As long as I'm close on that front.
Well, and don't worry, David, too. Remember, you don't have to go for these. You could trade these in at any point for a seed. And then they could be useful.
I'll take 11 points. Thank you very much. And then I am going to also plant this Strangletear. I don't know exactly where I'm going to plant it, though. I think I'm going to plant it right here.
Underneath the orange tree?
Underneath the orange tree. You know,
beautiful.
where they
in the
go.
Shade.
And that's going to cost 0 soil.
Dang it.
And then I have my green abilities, so 2 more growth. I'll go ahead and get that Strangletear going.
Well, unfortunately, you chose to plant when I still have no soil. I don't have enough sprouts to even get more soil, but I do have my 1 measly seed
left. Are you doing it?
I'm doing it.
And the seed's worth what?
It's worth 2 soil.
Do you have a 2?
I do. I don't have a 0, which I'm very upset about, but I have a 1.
The 0
and
is
so
nice.
The silver leaf will be good enough for me to put out that 1. And I think it's my last one with a colon. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4,
are you
5,
kidding me?
6. No, I need 1 more. I need 1 more with a colon because this one doesn't have one. But we're very close to it, David.
Of course.
You can feel it in your bones.
Of course.
And I get to draw a card.
Ooh.
So on my turn, I am going to do what I was chanting for. And we are going to grow.
Did you draw a card, by the way?
I did draw a card. We're going to grow because I have a ton of yellow abilities going on.
I don't mind grow.
I don't know what's going to happen here, but it just feels like it's got to be good, right? So I already have a ton of cards in my hand, but to be honest with you guys, these are all really expensive, and I have no soil, as we've noticed. So I'm
You
hoping
have 1
for,
soil.
I'm hoping for cheap stuff
I have
here.
no soil.
So I'm going to get to draw 4 cards. Ooh, this is an exciting one. And then I am going to get 2 growth. Can you give me give me a ton of growth, honestly, because this is about what's about to happen.
Brag much? Just give me all the growth. You need more?
Yeah.
What? I don't like
More
this.
than that. Okay, so 2 to start with, And then we're going to do our engine. I think I'm actually going to skip this one about the paying the soil for growth because I just don't have a lot of soil. I'm going to also probably skip this one because I, again, still don't want to pay the soil and the sprout. But I do want to pay the growth to get 3 soil. That's gone. I want to pay another growth to get 3 more soil. Can you give me 2 more soil?
I can.
And you can give yourself 2 sprouts.
Hey, is this, oh, it's sprout time? Is that what's
Sprout
happening?
time, baby. And then I'm going to get 3 more growth. And you get another sprout.
Another sprout.
And then I can pay a growth to get 2 sprouts for myself. And I'm going to play one of the new events, which I just got. So this is going to happen at the end of the turn. So after you take your stuff, we're going to both have an opportunity to do spend 4 sprouts, spend 4 growth.
I get a preview, huh?
You get a preview.
Nice,
I'm just
I
telling
like
you
it.
now so you know. And you could get some card draw and some soil.
Okay. I don't know if that's going to change I'll try not to let it change my plan. But I'm growing. And I think I'm actually going to take the growth this time. So I get 2 from the natural.
There you go.
I'm going to go ahead and put those right here. I get 2 from this natural, and you get 2 sprouts.
Yay! I'm so rich.
This and a canopy. And then, let's come over here. I get 2 soil. My yellow engine's not horrible.
No, I think yellow's good for both of us.
A card.
Unfortunately. I'd rather it was just good for me.
And a growth. We'll put that there. And a growth on each tree in this thing. Would you mind if I didn't put this one on this one?
That's okay. Go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and put that on that one. And now I will
you can do
put
it
it on
for
this
them.
one. I have not seen any more trees. I don't have any in my display.
You know what you could do? If you really want trees, you know what you could do? You could
seed up.
You could germinate and try to find. See, David just likes to complain, but now he can't anymore with abundance.
That's true.
Because he's got the
David
seeds
likes to
for it.
complain. Let's not start such rumors. That's crazy.
All right, so that was growing, and it's up to you.
Yeah, it is up to me. And on my next turn, you'll have to find out what I'm going to do when we come back when we've played the entire game, because we've already shown you too much. I don't want you to get the idea that Emily's just going to completely steamroll me here, but I think she might. But we'll see if I can catch up. We'll play the rest of the game, and we'll be right back to tell you about the entire experience.
And we're back, and guess what? I did win.
She did win. I will say, it's not as big
Not
of a
as
win.
abundantly
Not as abundant as my
how
win.
you beat me last time.
And again, I only gloat because I never beat Emily's first leader. The final score was 192
Yes.
to 178.
Pretty good.
Not too
Pretty
bad.
close.
I think at least what I think, I'll have to ask you what you think. Big difference here. I was playing some terrain cards that was going to give me some points, and I did score some major points with my terrains. But what happened is I would get a bunch of soil, and I was always the one getting the soil. She was often the one planting.
I don't know if I ever did the compost action. Like,
I don't
feel
think
like
you did.
The
I don't
whole
think you
game.
did. And I was afraid to do some of the other actions because she had such an engine built.
Yes.
And when you do terrain, you're not going to get as much of an engine. And I was like, I don't want to do yellow. Like, look at your
Yes, I have
your
so
growth
much.
engine is insane. So
It's
I didn't even want to
crazy.
touch that. So she ended up doing a lot more of the planting that allowed her to plant 2 cards to my 1. She did that more often than I did, which is the story here. I have 2 empty spaces.
Yep.
She was the one who completed it. By the way, did you take your 11 points?
I did take my 11 points.
Okay, thankfully you're not getting 11 more
Yeah, I
points.
will say the 11 points did tempt me to just end it. Normally, I'd kind of start milking it for like, well, especially since you went first, if I didn't plant, we could just keep getting more and more turns and just get our whole thing filled. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to risk it. 11 points, just go. We're going to end it.
That's true. And you probably looked over here and thought you were probably in a good control seat
I was.
to do that because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had 3 empty spaces to her 1 at that point.
Yes.
So you could have let me go a couple
I
more
could have,
turns.
but I also knew that if I did let you go a few more turns, you were pretty close to getting some other stuff
was.
off. And I was like, no. Let's just call it here.
And speaking of getting these things scored, Emily got all 4 of these. Well, you saw her get 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
She got the 4. She got a total of what? 60 points from there.
Yep.
You got these 11 points.
Yep.
That's 71.
Yep.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, but you got a lot of points, like you said, from the terrain. You got a lot of points from your growth, from your sprouts. So at the end of the game, you hadn't spent all of your different leaves.
Yeah.
So you instead made them into seeds, and seeds can be used for things like sprouts or things like growth. And so you were really min-maxing more over there. Your board looks a lot more full than mine does because you kind of went that route.
I was able to get a lot of that towards the end. Because there was one, I played an event card at one point. I did get the events one. I actually went germinating to find an event. I found one. I found another terrain one that actually gave me these 12 points.
Really nice.
Which is pretty significant. When I got that, I was like, oh, but then I was like, oh no, that's points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used the seeds to do that. But at the end of the game, I was able to get a lot of these sprouts and some of the growth because I got growth from the planting action that she kept doing. And I got growth from the yellow action. And I ended up taking that growth more than I thought I would. At the beginning, I thought, oh, I'm always going to take the cards. I did that the one time on camera, but then I just took growth every other time.
Plus, you got a couple more seeds at the end. You got that red card, that ability that like to get 2 seeds. I got 4 sprouts.
You got a lot of sprouts.
So I wasn't super upset about it, but 2 seeds, that's pretty big to get, especially towards the end when you're like lacking for, just needing that one last thing.
Yeah, one other thing I have to point out, embarrassingly, you saw me play, I think, the Rainbow Mountain. 9 points if all cards in this row have a different color. I even said, all I have to do is remember to have 4 different colors, and sure enough, I planted the sweet orange tree. Actually, I probably did all of that on camera, unless I think that
was the last one you had left to do.
I think this is the last one I planted.
You could have even put you could have put that one there.
I could have done anything. I just totally forgot, which honestly, I wouldn't have won, but it would have gotten
even closer. It would have been very close.
It would have been very, very close.
Very close.
So that was Earth Abundance. We got so much done. It went so fast.
Yes.
We honestly played probably a little less than we did on camera, off camera.
Yeah, for sure less than we played on camera.
So the game goes really fast, especially at 2 players. But like Emily said earlier, they've even balanced this such that even if you're playing with a lot of players. Now, obviously, it depends on what kind of players you're playing with.
And who you're playing with.
If you're playing with people who really want to soak over all the cards, because you can get a big hand of cards at some times.
You really can.
And if you really sort of min-max all of the abilities and try to figure out what you want to do to play your tableau, it will slow things down. But with that said, the game plays pretty fast.
Well, and the thing is that you're getting a lot more resources. So there were turns where I would purposely choose something because I knew you were going to be giving me a lot of sprouts by taking those things, and they were just too juicy for you to not take. So there's just a lot more coming your way, which I think speeds up the game because you don't have a lot where you're like, well, I have to wait till my turn so I can do this action so I can get the thing. It's like you're just getting stuff left and right.
Yeah, there were some pretty big pivotal moments. There was I played this at one point, which was an event where I could spend 5 sprouts and 4 growth, which isn't nothing. That's a lot. And I got 6 soil and 4 cards out of it, though. And I do think that helped because I was at a point where I was trying to get a lot of cards that cost low. We had a scoring card out here that scored for cards that were 3 or less. So I was really trying to do that quite a bit. I wanted to get at least an even number so that I could maximize the score, at least with the cards that I had. I did benefit there, but the thing was -4 points also.
Yeah.
So it's always
I had the similar one that we did, and I think we did the rest of that one off
you had
camera.
a
The one where we did play at the end of the turn was similar to that, where it was a huge cost, but we both could do it.
Oh yeah, we did do that, by the way, off camera right after we stopped the camera.
But I had a ton of events that were negative points. That
well, that one's huge too.
It was very big,
wow.
And so I was doing a lot of just spending stuff and getting stuff, and hoping that in the end the negatives would even out. And they did, and so
they did. And Emily won. She retains the crown, takes the crown back, as it were. For Earth Abundance. But that was our experience playing the entire game. If you have any questions at all about it, please make them in the comments below. We will be more than happy to get down there and talk to you about it. Until next time, make sure everyone has fun at the table, and we'll see you then.